How's it going there, Tunes of the World? It's your pal Mega Snoop bringing you a Toontastic video today, and this is a big video, so it may be a very long video, or it might not be. I guess we'll find out. Here we go. Today I want to talk about the Toontown 2.0 update and basically everything there is inside of it, because if you haven't gone to their website, or looked at my Twitter, or looked at their Twitter, or basically watched anyone who might have made a video about it, you might not know what it consists of. See, now that I think about it, how many Toontown YouTubers are there that are like bringing you up-to-date news and information? They're all just like, I'm gonna green people! And then Smirky's video of him crying again. So here's your informative video about the 2.0 update. Here we go. First things first, you can tell that the screen is a little bit different. They changed their logo, they changed their getting into the game screen. And there's music that's supposed to be here too, and that's changed, and I don't like listening to the music, so I don't have it. But when you click it, it'll do this connecting thing, and then 90% of the time, it'll drop. That's one of the new updates to the Toontown 2.0. Okay, no, that's a joke. They fixed it. That was really crashy the first few days, but it's a lot better now. Another big thing that's come to the game is obviously new types of tunes. This is my Croc tune. His name is Dave. He's a beautiful man. I'm just gonna hop on him for a bit. Also, Dave, what the heck are you wearing, you crazy dude? I'm gonna go over at least one more thing before I just start reading off the list of updates that TTR put out. One of the big things that a few people are excited for is this little bucket over here that you have in your estate. So you can just go over to the fishing docks right here, whip out your rod, throw it in there, watch all the doodles run at you because they're needy, and then you can just turn in your fish right here at your estate instead of having to go all the way back to your whatever playground. So with that, I'm just gonna kind of go down the list of new things that there are in the game. So here we go. Technically, the game is out of beta now. It is a full release game. This is Toontown Rewritten. It is no longer Toontown Rewritten Beta. This is Toontown Rewritten. Of course, there's the new logo and branding throughout the game. There's the new theme song. There's actually new music in Cashbot HQ as well, which sounds alright if it wasn't for the fact that the trains are still just so loud. There's been updates to a lot of the different textures, such as the mouse that you see. The cursor, you can now be compatible with texture packs, so it opens up a lot of different avenues for people like Ugly Corny who make a lot of texture packs and gives them more freedom of range to do that. And then eventually in the Toon HQ portion of the website, they will have a section where you can just download content packs from there. Supposedly, but who knows when that's coming, right? Also, smooth frames are in the game. I left a 30-second video about that. Basically, all you need to do is to go into the settings file on your folder and type in smooth frames true, and then it gives you smooth frames in the game, and you have to type it in yourself. Hopefully, that'll be in the sticker book eventually, but who knows, right? And then as far as bug fixes go, they fixed the bug where Toon's eyes stay shut, so cool, yay. They added over 25 new accessories. Over 25, so it's probably like 26, right? But the little spider thing coming out of my back and the mask I had was not there before. Ooh, I can plant 2 bean flowers now. Neat. And of course, the new Toon species, you can have a croc or a deer, and they have many different designs and colors. And they even added like a new t-shirt like design that you can have on your Pick-a-Toon right away, which is pretty cool. The districts have been renamed because I guess people don't know how to spell Renaissance or pronounce Bayou correctly. So now we have Blam Canyon, Boingy Bury, Bounce Burrow, Fizzlefield, Gulp Gulch, Hiccup Hills, Kaboom Cliffs, Splashport, Splat Summit, Thwackville, Whoosh Rivers, and Zoink Falls. And Welcome Valley has always been Welcome Valley. Another thing I'll bring up here real quick is the fact that you see a little few things that are covering all the districts. You see the little speed chat button and you see some safes. And what would be great is just have a little legend at the bottom here that tells you what each of them do. But basically, the speed chat means it's a speed chat only district. When you click on it, it pops up, says the district is speed chat only district, meaning you will not be able to use your speed chat plus thing. Why there's 3 of them, I don't know why we need 3 of them. 1 or 2 is fine. 3. I think 3 is just 1 too many, but we got 3 of them. 3 would be fine if we had more regular districts. And then the safes mean it's a safe district, and we got 4 safe districts. And those districts are going to forever be free from Mega Invasions, Grand Prix, I think Trolley Tracks, and Toontown Written just came out with a tweet today about how they will also be free from having summoned invasions. Maybe if it's just a random invasion, you know, like a backstabber invasion that just happens to come by, it can still appear in that district, but you can't summon an invasion in that district. And the big reason why is because if you can't tell, literally almost every single district has an invasion, because everybody's working really hard for these Laugh Olympic, and they need all of these cogs to train their gags and or for their specific tasks. So the amount of times I've seen backstabbers, legal eagles, minglers, micromanagers, bloodsuckers, things that you need for tasks being summoned is so many. You need glad handers for the Anna's Tickets task and minis. So there's almost not even a safe district. So it's nice that they're finally going to add that. And then there's a new algorithm that they're testing. That way when you get into the game, it's not just putting everyone into like 3 districts that get really filled, but instead dispersing them. That way most districts are going to have about the same amount of people, which is, I've noticed, it's good. I'm getting put into like a district with like 200 people, 300 people, and the distribution is going really well. Apparently they fixed some glitches having to do with the sticker book, so that's cool. And another one that which I think is really cool and I'm happy about is the new SOS Tunes page. You can hold all the SOS cards now. You can scroll through them if you have multiple, and you can sort them by your rarity or the type, and I think that's great, which it won't cut down on all SOS shopping, but it will cut down on some, because I'm the type of person where I don't mind getting all the different SOSs. I just don't want to be in a VP and have an SOS that I'm gonna get that I'll never use and have no reason for being in that VP, especially because I'm mad. So there's other people who feel the same way I do. What I used to do is if I was in a VP and it was an SOS card that I wouldn't be able to use because my SOS cards are filled, I would just get through the COG rounds, and then once the Pi round starts, I would just DC and try again. So I'm not gonna like leave right before the COG round. That's kind of a mean thing to do, because a lot of the times the tunes need help with the COG rounds, but the actual VP cream pie round is not a problem. They can do that without me. And of course there's still going to be people who shop, and that's just a normal thing. Usually they're pretty good about it, and they get in their groups of 4 or 6 and they go into the VP, and then if it's not a good SOS they all DC, come together and try again. But for some of those people that will have a full book and then look at the SOS and be like, well, I'm not going to be able to use this at all, and then they DC, this should cut down that, which is, it's not a big part of SOS shopping, but it definitely cuts off that little part of people who SOS shop. And apparently now they have the racing stats in the sticker book, which goes hand in hand. I don't even have racing on this tune, but it goes hand in hand with the new racing update. How they fixed racing, they're going to make it a little bit smoother. They're going to make it where the numbers aren't broken every single time that you try to start a race. And then they're going to have the weekly leaderboards set up so that we can see people's best times and whatnot. I haven't actually tried racing yet, so I can't like 100% sure say if it's good or not. I know there's still a glitch out there where they don't necessarily count certain wins. If you're doing the Grand Prix, it's not counting towards, like, I don't know if it's regular wins or not, but it's not counting something, and that's frustrating people because they're doing more work than they should. Hopefully in the next upcoming update that is also going to be fixed. TTR's already addressed that they're aware of that, and they're going to fix it. So now that I'm on a tune that actually has this, hopefully it can show. Yeah, there you go. So now when you hover over it, it'll tell you how many races you've qualified for and won. They had it for golfing where you could hover over the golf one and it would tell you like how far you got and what your progress is. For most of them, they just cap at the top. So like once you get 400 completed courses, it caps at 400. So if I complete another one, it stays at 400. But for some reason it's broke for par or better shots, and then it'll just keep counting that for the rest of eternity. But the rest of them seem to be capped, so I can't really say I'm bothered either way. I think it'd be cool to see how many I get until eternity, but at least I can track my progress with upcoming trophies, which now you can do with these trophies. So you can see I've got 129 races qualified, 121 wins. These ones seem to not be capped, so I can just keep track of how many I've done total. Know that I'm at 10 urban races won and need 90 more for this one. And I think that's a really cool thing. So as far as a couple more bug fixes, there was a bug causing people to get stuck in their wardrobe or accessory trunk, so that's all fixed, which is great. And then the next section is racing. They've rewritten the code for racing, fixed a bug with a lot of the crashes, which is great to hear. There was some bugs relating to gags in the battle races, which have been better. Improved the handling during disconnects, which is good. The banana peels now have a slightly smaller collision, so that way we're not hitting them even though we're like 5 feet to the right of them. The leaderboards, like I said, are now up and functional. The Grand Prix is here, so they've been running this marathon thing for the Grand Prix for like the past, I don't know, like couple weeks, and I think that ends on the 12th. So if you want some free Grand Prix wins, you better get going now, otherwise you're gonna have to wait for a Monday or one of the couple hours that they have on Saturday. And then the next section is we have tune parties, which I'm sorry, I never saw the hype for parties. I never understood why people were hyped for them. I still haven't done a party, and I don't really care to do a party, so you're probably not gonna see too many parties from me. I might do 1 or 2 on stream eventually, but not anytime soon. Sorry. But they're back and they're better than ever, so you can go start a party and you can invite your friends, have a lot of fun and do that. All of the party activities that were there before in the old game are now here back. So there's, you know, the dance floor, the tug of war, the cog game where you throw the pies back and forth, I think, cannons, jukebox, stuff like that. A lot of cool stuff if you're into parties, I guess. And then one of the most annoying things, in my opinion, is every single time you log on, you can hear the party hat go right? And then at the top of every hour, if you're in the playground, it makes the noise again, and it's like, that's like a few too many times for my taste. So jumping over to the battles, though, they got the Toon Sit and the Cogs Miss SOSs to work properly like they wanted to forever ago, but hey, they got it working now, so that's good. And then you know that weird thing that would happen whenever a cog would turn invisible in the middle of a battle? Apparently that's fixed now too, which is cool. So happened very, very rarely, and it wasn't really that big of a deal. It actually gave people some extra gag experience, because if you were attacking the cog that would be defeated previously, you would still be throwing your whatever at the cog, and it would be hitting an invisible cog, but it would still hit, so you'd still get experience for it. It's really weird the way it worked, but it was a bug and now it's fixed, so that's good. And then another thing is that people would have different texture packs where they would have their own sounds in the battle. So like, you know, when I'm using this, it makes it sound more famously known with the sound gags. People would replace the sound gags with like yelling and screaming, or the gag shop song. And so a problem beforehand is that if you had a really, really long sound file for it, the whole game would have to wait for your sound file to play, even if other people didn't hear it, because they're not using the same texture pack as you. So they fixed that now so that you don't have to wait for the whole sound thing to run through, and it'll just go on normally. And I don't really know how it works, but that's what I said, so they fixed it. Supposedly fixed the bug where it would say 0 to go, and then it would say you got your gag back, and it would go back down to 500 to go, even though you had your level 7s the whole time, and it wouldn't really take you down to... It was a visual glitch, like at the end of boss battles when you have to wait for everybody to dance, because it would say everybody regain their 7s, and it would go from 0 to go back down to 500. They fixed that. I heard it's still around, but if anything, it just means they're gonna fix it if they know like the cause of it and they're working on it. One big thing I do like, one of the fixes they made, is that in the DA offices, when you'd be doing the laser puzzles and one person trips one and one person trips the other, you could get caught in both of them at the same time. Apparently, they finally fixed that and it can't happen anymore. So if these people are working on this puzzle and this guy runs over here and he messes up this puzzle, these people won't accidentally trigger this puzzle by being pulled over to this battle. It won't happen anymore, and that's good, and I appreciate that. Again, I haven't tested it, but like, how do you test something like that? You just keep doing it until it glitches? I don't know. There was a bug where the bosses could still damage you when they were stunned or whatever, and I guess that's fixed, so that's cool. Fixed a VP sound effect bug. Fixed a bug where the CFO could be unstunned too early. A lot of little things, which is good. I like that they're fixing the little thing. They improved the behavior of the CFO attacks, which I guess is a good thing. Now in the CEO, when you're golfing and you get the CEO to his maximum slowness from golfing, you'll be informed by the NPC being like, hey, that's as slow as he can go. You can stop golfing now. So you're not sitting there golfing for no reason when it's really not slowing him down anymore. It's the little things, guys. It's the little thing. Under the miscellaneous, they do have the Silly Saturdays. So Silly Saturdays are 100% going. Every 2 hours, it swaps between Fish Bingo, Trolley Tracks, and Grand Prix. And it's in your sticker book events where every Saturday it'll say that they're doing it every Saturday. You're like, yeah, I can look forward to that every Saturday now. Fixed a bug that would cause you to be booted out of the gag selection screen when trying to choose gags before the timer runs out. So when you're trying to get your gag, timer hasn't run out yet, but it boots you out and it's like, do you need more time to think? It's like, bro, I've been here for 3 seconds. So they fixed that, I guess. Fixed a bug that when you go to Paula Bear and you do the howdy and it makes you big and white, you know, spam the whispers all over your screen. Apparently it doesn't spam the whispers all over your screen anymore, so that's really good to hear. And then they moved a picnic table in Acorn Acres to stop Toons from landing on it whenever they teleport there, which I guess that's one way to do it. I just figured they would move the teleportation spot. But, I mean, like, you can do one or the other. The Toon is teleporting there and landing on the table. You could either move where the Toon teleports, you can move the table. Whichever one works. I don't know which one's easier, but they did that. And that's a heck of a lot to all come in one update, so there are a few big things, which is great. You know, there's the Grand Prix, there's parties, there's these big things, the new species, but there's also a lot of little things, because there's so many little things that we use every day that we just don't even think to be thankful for, and we just take for granted. So I poke fun at TTR a lot because sometimes they'll make promises and not hold up their promises, and that's kind of fun to make jokes about. But in reality, they're doing a lot of great work, and it has to be recognized, at least in my opinion, and I want to recognize that. So good job to them for bringing out such a great update. And the thing I'm most excited about for this update is that this means the next update they do, whatever that be, a month, 2 months, 3 months, a year, however long into the future it is, it's going to be something new. Everything that they promised that they would have added has been added, and everything from the old Toontown minus field offices is basically here. And I'm not even upset the field offices aren't here for a couple of reasons. One, field offices sucked in the original. You can disagree, and that's fine. You're allowed to disagree. But they plagued the streets. They weren't fun, and they gave you bad rewards. So when they are eventually implemented, they're going to be different. One of the ideas that I'm like 90% sure they're going to do is, instead of having it take over regular Toon buildings, is that it'll be taking over these Toon HQs that are on the street. And so they'll have like elevators on each side, and it'll be kind of like a factory where multiple people can enter at the same time. Elevators will close and open, and someone else can do it, and it brings down the floors, and it'll be like really big. And so once it's defeated like 10 times, the whole thing comes down, and it's just a regular nice old Toon building again. So that's just one of the ideas, again, not set in stone, but it gets me excited for the future of this game. It helps me think that maybe this isn't dead yet. And we all have made the joke that Toontown is dying or it's a dead game. And it's fun to joke about, especially because of the fact it's not the only old game out there. World of Warcraft has been around for ages. CSGO has been around for ages. Call of Duty has been around for ages. These are games that people still play to this day. And as long as this game keeps updating, it still has breath of life in it, and I think that's a really great thing. So it gives me hope that I can continue doing this, and I can bring you guys streams and videos in the future, and I'm really, really happy about that. So once again, thank you to Toontown Rewritten for bringing us this update, and I'm excited to see what you guys have in the future. As for you guys, thank you for watching this video. Let me know what you guys think of the update, and by all means, don't hold back. If you think it's great and awesome, good, you let me know that. And if you think it's kind of underwhelming, you're like, wait, really, this is the update, that they didn't even add this, right? You can say that too. You're absolutely entitled to that opinion. Thank you guys for watching the video. I really do appreciate it, and I hope to see you guys next time. Stay tuned, God bless, and peace.